Good morning. It is a rainy, miserable day here in North Carolina. And today, I'm going to show you how to frame an image for a fine art show. So come along and enjoy this adventure. Well, I am framing this image for a photo contest that's occurring here where I live here. Now, there are several options that you can use when framing your own images. One, you can have somebody professionally frame your photos for you. That's a really good option. You'll have a really clean, excellent looking photo. The problem with that is that it can be price prohibitive. So if you're just doing one photo and you think spending $150 for framing an image is not that bad, then that would be the best option for you. The second option would be to buy a frame from a craft store or someplace like that and have them mat your photo in the frame that you bought from them. That's about half as much as having your frame professionally framed. They'll put the dust mat in the back, they'll make sure that it's matted in the frame correctly. And that's definitely an option for you to do if you don't want to mess around with it. The third option is to frame it yourself. So I got this frame from a thrift shop here in town. It's a nice sturdy frame here. It came with a glass and it came with a mat. And that's something to consider. And for a handful of tools, a straight edge, a screwdriver, maybe a power drill, a mat cover, and some tape and some hardware here, you can frame this image here for about $3 or $4, $5 to frame it yourself, and then the cost of the frame to do it. So it's definitely the best option. Today I'm going to show you how I'm going to frame this image. Well, the first thing you need to do is take your mat out of your frame. You want to have a clean working surface because you don't want to damage your mat. Now, I think one of the most intimidating things for a photographer is to get this image lined up with this hole. How do you do that? Now, there are several different methods that you can use to do this, and most of those require you to have two pieces of mat, one with the hole cut out of it, and another one this size here. Well, in this situation, I don't have that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a mark in the center of each side of this mat here. And then I'm going to make a mark on each side, the center of each side of this image on the back of it, and line those up so that the opening with this image here is lined up perfectly in there. That's probably the easiest way to do it. Now when you do this, your image has to be perfectly centered in this image here so that because I don't have a lot of leeway, I literally have 1/10 of an inch on each side of this image to do this. So now what I'm going to do is just use my pencil and make the marks. So I do a lot of volunteer work at a couple of local galleries here in where I live. And one thing that I see a lot of is that I will have a piece of artwork and I'll be hanging it. I'll notice there's a fingerprint on the glass. So what I'll do is I'll take my Windex out to clean the glass and it doesn't go away. That means that the fingerprint's on the inside of the glass. And once we finish this here, we're not going to be able to get to the glass without taking everything apart, without some major work being involved here. So what we want to do is spray it with Windex, wipe it down with a paper towel, and then after it dries, we're going to use some canned air just to make sure that any dust, debris that we didn't get gets blown out of there. So we've put the photo in here. It looks great. The glass looks clean. Next thing we need to do is put a dust cover on the back of the frame. This is optional, but I strongly encourage you to do this, especially if you're going to have it hanging in a gallery for a long time, like 2 or 3 months. And the reason for that is a lot of these galleries have a lot of air movement around your pictures, and if you don't have a dust blocker on the back of your picture, dust can get into where your picture is and it can distract from the image. So it's pretty straightforward. You just put double-sided tape all the way around it, and then I use a butcher block paper right here and I stick it to that double-sided tape. Now that we got our frame, our picture in here, we have to put the hangers on the back. First thing you want to do is make sure the picture is in the right orientation. Generally speaking, you put the hangers down 1/3 of the way. So this frame is 15 inches on this side here, so we're putting it at 5 inches here. I'm just using standard hangers. You can buy these at Amazon, any craft shop. They're not that expensive. Now, I want to talk to you about entering photos into an art show. You have to read the rules as to what they require. And for example, one of the biggest things that people don't do is they don't put metal hangers on the back of their frames, or their frames are too small or too big. So depending on what the contest is, and there might be ideas of what they were trying to achieve, like I've entered some small art contests, some large art contests, things like that. So read the rules, because you don't want to go through all this trouble and then realize that your picture cannot be submitted for some reason. So just be aware of it. I'm going to show you, as soon as I attach these hangers here, I'm going to show you how to tie that wire on. We are almost there to the end here. So what you do is you put your wire through the hangers here, the wire hangers on your frame. I put it through twice, and then I wrap it about 4 or 5 times, cutting off the tag end of the wire. I do that on both sides, and then I have enough wire so that the wire is loose about 1 inch above my 2 hangers. And that's it, you're done. It's pretty straightforward. Once you get into it, you can usually frame a picture in about 20 minutes. It's really easy, really inexpensive, and you can really have some really nice fine art here for not that much money. And this is a great way for you to enter shows or just display your artwork at different galleries or anything like that. So I'm hoping you got something out of this. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to this channel, because that really helps us in the YouTube world. Become a Patreon supporter. Your support allows us to keep doing this. My name is Leahy, and I thank you for watching.